Welcome and thanks for stopping by. I'm Digital Micro, and you're on the Digital Micro Trading Journal channel. Day trading for an ROI payout, but no trade recommendations because it's just my trade journal. So we're going to talk about price action imbalances, draws on liquidity, and order flow levels because we've got Tuesday, June 13th, 8:30 a.m. Eastern News Catalyst, CPI. We all know everything costs more, and whatever numbers they're going to throw at us doesn't really matter because the whole point is we know inflation's here. So let's just get to these price action order flow charts and get to it. Weekly time frame. So here we are, Tuesday Globex, deep in there right before we got the CPI number coming out. And look at this green candle here for this week. It's only been one day and we just have a giant massive rally here. And what is it doing? It's going up to where we were last August. And you might remember we talked about in previous videos this liquidity void where nothing traded between this wick, candle wick, and this body of this candle. We went past this yellow rectangle, and now we're going to buy side liquidity, which is 44.09. It looks like that's where we're going. I don't see why we wouldn't, and maybe go beyond it a little bit. So there you have it on the weekly. Let's go to the next chart. Left, NASDAQ daily chart, green, multi-day rally. Middle chart, S&Ps, same thing. It's totally confluent, these two on the left, and on the right, you've got the inversion and the dollar going down, the DAXY, DXY. So that is down here, and we're at a multi-day low level, 103.24. So let's get back to the S&Ps. So where are we? Here we are with Monday. We had this giant charge up on the rollover day for the futures, and down here we have the new week open gap. So that's way down here, 43.49.5, and that's right here. And then we open on the RTH Monday at 43.58.25, and we're way up here right now. Here's New York midnight open, 43.97.25, and London is 43.99.75, and we've already got a high 44.025, and here's the buy side we talked about already on the weekly, 44.09, which we're just within striking distance. So that about covers it. Let's go to the next chart. Okay, I've got this hourly chart on, and I'm sticking with kind of higher time frames with the video today because we're just in, again, this rally mode. So let's take a look here and do the annotations. So the first gap that I'm looking at here that's way above the RTH open from Monday is right here. And so that's coming in on the high end at 84, and we've got on the low end 76.25. And then new day open gap for Tuesday right here, and that comes in at a high of 91 by 89.75. And then the last fair value gap right here we're digging into, you can see with this black candle, and New York midnight open above it in London. So again, if we can break below this, maybe we get back to the new day open gap. I do think we are going to get there. The question I have is about this block here. Do we do this in RTH AM or the afternoon? This is the fair value gap target that I've got here, and then below it you see this volume imbalance, 43.75. So that needs to be covered, but doesn't necessarily need to happen. It could happen Wednesday. So that kind of breaks down the structure. Let's go to the Renko. Lots to discuss on my old friend, the Renko chart with the blue Keltners above, below, and the middle on the red. So the pivot comes in on this at 43.76.7. What I'm really focused on, look at the duration here of us being at upper Keltner. We basically had roughly the last hour of RTH afternoon trading, and here we are all these hours later going into deep into Globex Tuesday, hours and hours later, and we're still above it. So we've ramped and we've camped upper Keltner. So when this happens and we do this, of course, I'm not going to go long. This is absolutely a fade, but not before a news event like a CPI or an FOMC. So I'm hanging back to put some size on after we have the news event. I'm going to watch how this calibrates at the levels. I've got R3 way up here at 44.20. This red is what we talked about last August high. Buy side liquidity comes in right here. So if we jam up there, I might take definitely a little liquidity on the short side to see if I can make that work. But the red right here, that is 73. The pivot, again, 76. And I've got a marker here for the 85 levels. Those are my 3 levels for today, Tuesday, for the RTH session. Let's just get past this CPI. Are we going to ramp and camp, or are we going to have a little bit of retrace and then come back up? So that's it. That's all I've got. Appreciate you stopping by and watching. Take care and aloha. Bye.